is trouble in Africa. There is serious trouble in Africa. Very, very serious trouble. I don't know how to say this to make you understand, but we are in very, very, very serious trouble. I have been reviewing a lot of reports that are coming out of so many countries, and it is not looking good. It is not looking good at all. I I just I don't know where to start. I do not know where to start. I have tried to analyze it. I've tried to look at the people who have been parading a lot of things, just to try to find out what is the truth from what is not the truth. And I've come to find out that we are in serious trouble concerning this coronavirus pandemic. Um, People are going to die in Africa. People are going to die in Africa. A lot of people are going to die. In the weeks to come, you are not going to believe your eyes. In the weeks to come, what we're going to see in Africa is going to be so terrible. It's and the reason why this is happening is because the lies and the lies and the, the deceit that is going on in Africa, especially amongst the leaders there. There is so much trouble. There is so much trouble. I'm not here to paint words or any to hide information. No, what is happening is very, very scary. The reason why it is if you know what I know from the investigations that I've done, you you will be weeping right now. You'll be weeping right now. If I tell you that there are thousands already dead now in Africa, what would you say? The story out there is not in sync with what is the reality. Online, they will tell you that as at today, 7 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, they will tell you that the confirmed cases are 23,517 in Africa, and the number of deaths is 1,160, and those that have recovered is 6,116. And they said that the countries that are infected are 52 countries. So that means maybe two countries are not infected, and that is Lesotho and the Comoros. But I can tell you this number, and it's not a joke. Multiply this number by 10, and in some cases more than 10. That is the true story in Africa. Multiply this 23,517 by 10. I can assure you, go and say it anywhere, that Dr. Chidi said that the population that is dead in Africa, or that has the disease, the confirmed cases that have this disease, the confirmed cases should be in the neighborhood of 230,000. When you go through the data out there, it says in Algeria 2,718, Angola 24, Benin 54, Botswana 20, Burkina Faso 581, Burundi 5, Cameroon 1,163, Cape Verde 67, Central African Republic 12, Chad 33, Comoros 0, Congo Brazzaville 160, Congo 350, Djibouti 846, Egypt 3,333. What a neat number. How did they get that? Guinea 79, Eritrea 39, Eswatini 24, Ethiopia 111, another neat number, Gabon 120, Gambia 10, Ghana 1042, Guinea 622. I must tell you that Ghana is a bit believable because Ghana has done a good work of trying to to conduct a good testing exercise. So Ghana, you can even believe Ghana a little bit. Guinea 622, Guinea-Bissau 50, Ivory Coast 879, Kenya 241, Kenya 241. Can you believe that? Lesotho 0, Liberia 99, Liberia 99. I saw a video of people still going about their business in Liberia market. Libya 51, Madagascar 121, Malawi 17, Mali 246, Mauritania 7, Mauritius 328, Morocco 3046. The North African countries seem to be having this more than the southern and the western coast of Africa. Mozambique 39, Namibia 16, Niger 655, Nigeria 665. That is a big lie. Nigeria should be in the neighborhood of 6,000 and 550, and I'll tell you why very soon. Rwanda 146, Sao Tome Principe 4, Senegal 377, Seychelles 11, Sierra Leone 43, Somalia 237, South Africa 3,300. A little bit believable because they've been also conducting their own tests properly. South Sudan 4, Sudan, I don't believe South Sudan. Sudan 107, Tanzania 170, Togo 84, Tunisia 884, Uganda 56. That is also another unbelievable story. Zambia 65, Zimbabwe 25. Now, why am I saying that I do not believe these things? I will read for, especially in Nigeria, it makes my heart bleed. I will read for you a letter that we found out in another WhatsApp group where somebody belongs, and it was a woman, and she wrote this letter to the WhatsApp group that she belongs, and this will break your heart, and that is why we are scared about what is going on in Nigeria. When this woman was writing this note, she was trying to use it to warn people so people can realize that the government in Africa are lying to their people because they don't want to look bad. They don't want to be told that what they're doing is not good. So they've resorted to lying, and because of these lies, more people are dying, and more people, unfortunately, are going to die in Africa. Now, it's not. I'm not saying it to scare you. I am just saying it because that is what it is. It is what it is. I will make you read this with me because that will help us. Now, I just want you to see the screen capture of this letter, and then I will go ahead and read the letter for you. Not a letter, just a text. Just a text. Now, this is a view of the text, and I'll go ahead and read this text. Now, she said, someone just posted it and said, this post is from engineer Mrs. Olu Madoka, the first female Nigerian chartered engineer. She posted it on the Jesha Society platform. She is a Jesha and she's married to a Deltan. And she reads, good morning, dearest sisters. I was at the mainland hospital this week that just ended, and where the state government is using as isolation center, and this is in Lagos, Nigeria, using as isolation center for COVID-19 patients. And I must tell you that I couldn't stop tears from rolling down my eyes. The government is not doing justice to the information they are sending out as per COVID-19 cases. She says that There are so many people that have been infected. So many of them are already on life support, oxygen. I even saw a 1 month old baby struggling to breathe, a 1 month old baby struggling to breathe, and that's what brought me to tears. It hurts me so much to see these things. Are being and the figures that are being announced in the news are like 10% of the real figures. Do you see that? I can assure you I didn't read this to the end, but can you see how echoing what I was saying? Here she says we are seeing 1/10 of what is happening, just like I was telling you to multiply whatever you hear in the news by 10, and that will be the real situation in Africa. Now she goes ahead to say that I was only there for less than 1 hour, and they already had 8 corpses packed up right before her very presence. And I was told that some had died in the morning before I got there. I checked the news the following day and continuously for a few days to see if those deaths would be announced, but it wasn't on the news. People are dropping dead by the day on daily basis, but it's only being announced because they are trying to conceal the information so that they will not instill panic among the citizens. I'm not writing this to instill fear in anyone on this platform. I'm just giving an eyewitness report so that I can let you know that we all need to adhere to the COVID-19 safety guidelines being announced on daily basis. Please, I employ us to help the government eradicate um, uh, to help eradicate, or should I say annihilate this virus from our dear country by staying away from crowded environment and following the safety guidelines. May Jehovah God of hosts grant us the grace to outlive this coronavirus pandemic in Jesus' name. Amen. My dear, you see where my fear is coming from. You see why I was saying what I was saying, that this thing, Africa is in very serious trouble, very very serious trouble. Um, Remember the guy who was writing about 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 what is going on in Kano? Remember that guy? Well, we aired him the other day on our channel. Well, this guy went to the cemetery right there in Kanu. Uh, we have been screaming that Kanu, they are not reporting the reality of the situation in Kanu, but what we have discovered, yeah, that's the guy. You actually, we actually have him right there. But this is what happened when the guy went to Kano. He went to Kano, and this, I'm taking this off of his Twitter handle. He went to Kano and he spoke to the people at the cemetery. You know, usually at the cemetery, of course, everywhere in Africa, people there's always understaffing, and I'm not trying to put Africa down here, but on our channel, I find it difficult to sugarcoat the situation. I try as much as possible, in as much as we want to promote Africa, but you see, I don't want to start lying because lies are already killing us in Africa more than this coronavirus. So I don't want to help to spread lies. That's why I want to bring you the reality, the truth about what is going on in Africa. Now this is in Kano, Nigeria. This guy who was talking about so many deaths happening in Kano, and they are giving us just little numbers. Can you imagine? They are still parading little numbers of deaths in Kano. Meanwhile, a lot of people have been dying. As at 3 4 days ago, uh, right up to Sunday, and today is Tuesday, there were 61 people that were buried in a single day. 61 people. But when you look at the update numbers on the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, this number is not captured. This woman has just said that 8 people died while she was there in the hospital, and yet this is not being captured. Just put that together, 61 plus 8, and they said a few people had died in the morning before that time. So assuming there were like 20 people that died in that hospital in Lagos, added to the 61 that died in Kano, that were buried in Kano. Even if all of them did not die out of coronavirus, let's also even say that out of 61 plus 20 would have been 80 something. Let's even say it is like 75. Add that 75 on a single day. Now and this keeps progressing. Look at all the places where they report coronavirus death, like in America, like in Europe. You see the graph is always climbing. So if we're talking about maybe 70, 80 people died in a day, that means the next day it will be like 100, 120. And this is geometric. It doesn't it increases exponentially. It doesn't increase arithmetically. It doesn't increase 1 2 3. It increases like 1 3 7 12 20 28. That's how it increases. And I'm telling you, we are in serious trouble. But let me go and play this video so that you guys will understand what is going on. This is the video. It's in Hausa language. Some of you may understand what he is saying, but I will try to explain it after the video has finished playing.
Makabara wacce ake kira Wali Mai Geza, wacce ake ce mata makabartar Abbatuwa ko ta Kara. Muna tare da ɗaya daga cikin hadiman wannan makabarta wanda zai yi bayanin sunansa, zai yi mana bayani takaitacce akan wannan jawabi. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Ni ne Aminu Bala Koki. Matsayina mai hakan makabarta, mai hakan kabari da makabartar Mai Geza. Wannan annoba da take zuwa ake ta yi a gurin ta, Allah ya yi mana, Allah iji, Allah ya sauke.
To da Allah da Annabi, da karan Juma'a zuwa yau, kamar jana'iza nawa kuka samu, jiya nawa kuka samu, yau nawa kuka samu, da Allah da Annabi?
Kamar jiya mun yi kamar guda 21. Yau ma mun yi kamar guda 21.
Yau wace rana kenan?
Yau Litinin kenan.
Litinin 20 ga wata kenan ko? Jiya kuma 19 ga wata kuka yi. To mu kuma da muke shigowa akalla a kasarar jiya, kun ga shigowar mu sau nawa?
Mun ga shigowar ku ya kai so 4.
Yau kuma kaga an shigo da safe da rana ma, yanzu kuma gashi mun dawo ko? Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. To da Allah wannan bidiyo mun yi ne domin ko Allah zai watsa shi ya kai ga shugabanni su gane cewa banda coronavirus akwai farashin lafiya da mutane suke ciki wacce ta fi karfin tunaninsu. Duk da dai ita annoba addu'a ake bukata, kuma muna bukatar.
Sorry guys, I didn't realize that my voice was my audio was off. So what happened was, in that video he went to the cemetery to actually find out for himself from the undertakers there, and he found out that they usually do not bury that amount of people. Usually they bury like 1 2 3 4 5 people, except maybe there was an accident involving a lot of people, like a motor accident or something like that. But in this particular situation, on a single day they buried 21, and the next day they buried 21, and he didn't even ask him the day that was actually in that report, when they were saying that about 61 people died, about 40 people died in a day. If he had included that day, he would have, so he lost about 40 people count in that number that he just talked about. So if he captured 41, according to the initial tweet of this gentleman, King of the North, Mohammed Sanusi, that is his Twitter handle. And please, I want to say that I'm not sure that Twitter handle belongs to Sanusi himself. I think it's just a nickname that someone used for that Twitter handle. But in the former report, he had said that 40 had died on another day. This video you're seeing now is talking about 2 days from the day that he was referring in his report. So if you add the 40 that happened that day, we are talking about a total of 81 people. You see what is going on in Nigeria and in so many places in Africa. I hear that the Ghana president, I mean, I've always applauded him, but I hear that he's planning to open up the the country. I don't think that is a very, very good thing. I don't think it's a very good move that he's trying to make. It is a very, very dangerous move that he is trying to make. And from Sahara Reporters, we are hearing that finally the governor of Kano State in Nigeria is saying that he is now going to open up, that they are going to to they are making efforts to have more tests conducted, and he's pleading, he's asking for more test kits in Kano. Well, that may be a little too late, because this thing has already killed a lot of people. You see, and now we are hearing that over 150 people. You see what I'm saying? This is just a breaking news. We just got news that over 150 persons have died mysteriously under 3 days. I was making a calculation of about 81 people, and these 81 people is as far as Monday. Now by today, 70 more has been added. So you see, we are getting 150. Look, I'm using my scientific mind to break this down, and I'm telling you, I'm not a prophet of doom, but you see how we move from 20 to 40 to 80 to 150. See how it's doubling, because now we already have community infection. So many people have been infected. I feel so bad for my village. I feel so bad for the people in African villages. I feel so bad for the big cities in Africa. I'm telling you, I fear for Accra, I fear for Abuja, I fear for Lagos, I fear for Liberia. I saw this guy of Liberia. He was protesting about, he was saying something. uh, what was he saying now? He was talking about what was happening in Liberia. What's his name? The guy who is a politician, and the government has been fighting him so hard. I don't know why his mind just. Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine was talking about injustice against Africans in China, but Bobby Wine too is worried about what is happening to people in Liberia. And if you scan a lot of African countries, you see that the governments there, some of them, except I saw the guy, we showed you a video of the guy in Guinea the other day, who was harassing Chinese and holding them to account. Bobby Wine is also from Uganda. Sorry, I'm getting so mixed up with so many things. I'm thinking about Liberia. I'm thinking about Bobby Wine, but please let me correct myself. Bobby Wine is from Uganda. He is from Uganda. I was thinking about what is happening in Liberia, where so many people are going about their business in the market like nothing is going on, and I was mixing it up with Bobby Wine in Uganda. Just know it now that Africa is in grave danger, and it is a time bomb that has actually exploded. We are no longer waiting for it to explode. It has already exploded, and I don't know what is going to save us from this. I'm so distraught. I am heartbroken. I feel so bad, but what can we do? Every time they talk about Africa, it's about people coming to test the vaccine. I wish that we could even trust all these people, that the vaccines are still being tried. If they could only be sincere with us in Africa and say, you know what, these vaccines are still undergoing clinical tests, but because of the lack of infrastructure, because of the collapsed health system in Africa, the only choice that you have is to just accept these vaccines and let us try them on you. But because of their insincerity, because of what has happened in the past, where some children got vaccines and they died, where they were used for tests. It has made people not trust so many countries. Everybody's on the race to find a vaccine for this disease. Not even to talk about a cure. Vaccine is more important because vaccine can stop a lot of the disease from you know, infecting a lot of people. But the cure is neither here nor there. Chloroquine is doing some work, and so up to as far as that knowledge of cure is concerned, there may be hope soon. But then, if they can get a vaccine, it works better for everybody. So everybody's on the race to get a vaccine. France is doing that, Israel is doing that, China is doing that, and America is doing that, and they are looking for human beings to use as specimen. China is very raw about this and even criminal in nature, and they are going about it whichever way they can, using the blood of our brothers and sisters in China to conduct these tests, by forcing them out of hotels and out of their residences, and when they are visible, now putting them in a hotel where they can now go ahead and perform the experiments under the guise of testing them again and putting them under quarantine. Didn't you realize, didn't you wonder why it didn't make sense that they put them under 14 days quarantine, and after they had stayed the mandatory 14 days, they now made them report to them, and they're insisting they go under 14 days quarantine, and they put them in hotels, and they brought food for them, and they sucked their blood. Didn't you just figure out that something was amiss there? Anyways, that's our program for today. We're trying a couple of new things, and I hope we will develop on that. We want to get reports from all over Africa, so we want you to please tell us where you're listening, where you're reaching us from. If you're from any African country, we want to connect with you. Our email, I'm going to drop our email and our number where you can reach us with situation report in your area. You can send us a report to by WhatsApp. We can also get you by WhatsApp. Okay, I just put the number there. You can also reach us by email at admin at worshipmedia.ca. Okay, you can reach us through this number, and we will be able to bring out a report about your area, your city, your country, and let us see how we can help each other. If there is an emergency, if there is need in a particular area, and you bring this to us, we can somehow try to spread it to the world. And if there's any help that people can render to you, maybe we might be, I don't know how that's gonna happen. We don't have so much resources to do what I'm even thinking about, but it's important to just think about humanity before you begin to think about how you can even accomplish it. Once God has put it in your mind, just begin to think in that direction. So that's kind of what we're beginning to do. So I want to thank every one of you for tuning in today. Make sure you subscribe like always, and continue to do your best to fight this disease. Do everything that they ask you to do, please. We love you guys, and see you soon. All right, bye bye.